We'll go for client-side scripting today. Introduction. What is client-side scripting? There are a variety of scripting languages used to develop dynamic web pages. Okay. Now in HTML, the pages what we created, we just designed the pages. Okay. We did not have the pages which are interactive and which on the pages we cannot calculate, right? So they are just static pages. I'm just designing, I'm just giving the information with the help of paragraphs, tables, certain images. I am just giving information and the page is not alive. Okay. It is just showing me the information and that's all. But if I want to create something new, create some interaction, create some dynamism. Okay. What do you mean by dynamism is the web page is dynamic, the web page is alive. If I want to make the web page which is designed by HTML, I want it to be alive, then I can go on with the help of client-side scripting languages. Okay. There are a variety of scripting languages used to develop a dynamic web page. Now, apart from those scripting languages, we are going to study JavaScript. JavaScript was initially created to make web pages alive. Once we had our HTML, we started designing the web pages, but the web pages were static. There was no change on the pages. Okay, so with the help of JavaScript, we started creating live pages. These don't need a special preparation or a compilation to run. No special preparation is required for JavaScript. No compilation is required. Okay, only the thing is we write the code and run the tags. Using HTML, one can only design a web page but cannot implement any logic. Yes, what can I do with HTML? Only designing a web page, but I cannot implement any logic on the web browser. What logic we are supposed to find? Adding two numbers, checking any condition, if else conditions, looping statements, for while, decision making statements, if else. We cannot do all these things with the help of HTML web pages. Okay, because the web pages created with HTML are static, and if we want these many logic building concepts, then we are supposed to use JavaScript or any scripting language you can use. But among those scripting languages, JavaScript is the simplest form of scripting language. Now, this all things are just possible by embedding JavaScript blocks into HTML. So, what are we going to do is we have our HTML program only, but in this HTML program, I am just going to embed a short script and I will make that page alive. Scripting language. A script is a list of commands that are executed by a scripting engine. There is a scripting engine who is working or executing the script, the command. So we call it as script. Scripts are used to generate dynamic web pages on the web. Okay, without scripts, you cannot create dynamism. The pages are static. If you embed scripts in the HTML pages, those pages become alive. Scripts can be opened and edited by using a text editor. Nothing is required, only a text editor, and that too what we have for HTML Notepad. You can use the same Notepad text editor and write the script. Now, where are you going to write the script? Insertion of JavaScript in HTML, where you are going to insert these JavaScript scripts. JavaScript can be used for client-side or server-side libraries. Both it can be used. JavaScript code can be inserted in HTML programs. Now these two, between script open and script close, you need to mention once the browser will see this script tag, then only he will finalize that this is a script which needs to be executed. Okay? So script open, script close has to be there. Language attribute is used to set scripting languages. Which language you are using? Script is my normal general term for scripting. I have VB script, I have ASP, I have PHP, so many different scripting languages are there. So among that scripting language, which language I'm going to use? I have to mention which language I use. You can place any number of scripts in HTML. You can have n number of scripts, small scripts you can use. There are two methods for insertion. The first method is I can place my script tag, script block in body tag, or I can place it in the head section. Okay, here. First diagram shows you that I am inserting script in my body section, that is in the body tag, right? It's not here. I have my normal doc type HTML head title, title close, head close, body start, and then I have script language there. Second is script inside head tag. Here HTML head title. Okay. I am giving my script. Can you see the script? Language JavaScript. So this is my script tag open and script tag close. And this script tag is after title tag but inside the head tag. The first diagram showed me that I can use my script in the body section. Second, I can use it in the head section also. But normally we go for head section to give the JavaScript. Basically, when you have functions, if you want to run certain functions, so we give those functions in the head tag and then we design the page. Now, what is the best practice for terminating JavaScript statements are that you use a semicolon. What is the semicolon terminating? How was my HTML tags terminated? It's the tag open and tag close. Once the tag is closed, we thought the tag is ended, right? But here we need to end all statements. How are we going to end the statements with the help of semicolon? Unless and until you're not typing the semicolon, browser will not understand if these are two statements or is it one statement. So whenever you write the statement, you need to terminate it with the semicolon because it comes onto a new line. Understood? Scripting language, script, insertion of script. If I want to insert something, I want to make my pages alive, I want to calculate. If I want to calculate addition of two numbers, okay? If I want to add two numbers, I need those two numbers to add and I need the storage space for storing those values. If I tell you add 2 plus 2, you can give me the answer. But if I give you a bigger number, you will need time and you will start calculating it. So you need to store first number, second number, and what is the answer also you need to store it. Then only you can give the answer. Okay. So where I'm going to store? I'm going to store in the variable. What is a variable? A variable is a basic unit of storage in JavaScript program. Okay, whichever programming language you learn, you have to have a variable and that is the unit of storage. I am storing the values in the variable. Okay, creating certain storage space. If I am creating certain storage space, I need to name them. Right? If I have at my home, I have 3 cupboards. Okay, and they are in different rooms. So what will I tell if I want to bring something from that cupboard? So I will specifically mention we go in the bedroom and bring from that cupboard, go in the other bedroom and bring. Right? So I have certain names given for those rooms. If I want to give names for my variables, I also have to follow certain rules and then only I can give the variable names or else your variables will be termed as invalid. Okay? Variable names may consist of alphabet, digit, and only underscore and dollar character. You cannot use any other symbols, any other special characters. Capital A to Z, small a to Z, digits 0 to 9, you can use and two symbols, underscore and dollar character you can use. The first rule for naming the variables is they must start with alphabet. You cannot have you cannot have uh, the name starting with number. I cannot have 1A. I cannot have this number. Okay. I cannot have the number 2S. I cannot have the name of the variable starting with a number. But I can have the name starting with alphabet. Right? I can have the number starting with underscore and I can give the name. Second, uppercase and lowercase are distinct. What do you mean by that is it is case sensitive when you come across for the variable name. If I am using small a as my variable, okay, I have certain space created in my memory and I give the name as a. So this a is not same as this a. Okay, this a is a different space. This a is not equal to this a. If I say a is having 5, that means this a is having a different value, that is 10. So this a and this a are not at all equal to each other. That is what is told here. The variable name sum is not as same as the capital sum. Okay, this is a different one and this is a different one. You cannot use, if you are using declaring small a, you cannot use capital A. If you are declaring capital A, you cannot use small a. Third, it should not contain blank spaces or special symbols except underscore. Now, if I have to write the roll number, okay, I just wrote roll number, roll space number. If I'm writing variable name like this with a space, wrong. But I can write this as roll underscore number, then it is right. Okay, you are not supposed to use blank spaces here. Uppercase and lowercase are distinct. Standard keywords are not allowed as variable names. Now you should be knowing which are the standard keywords. Which are the standard keywords? The keywords which are there in its library, in the library of JavaScript. Okay. If I have to give the variable name as if, but if is a keyword, you have conditional operator as if else. So you cannot use these names for the variable name because they are standard keywords. Document, while, for, you cannot use such kind of variable names. Next, variable name can be limited up to 255 characters. Remember this. I can write, go on adding the name if I have the name as form 1 registration form underscore college form underscore university form. Okay, so like this, if I am going on increasing the name, what are these names? These names should be giving us the meaning, showing us the meaning. What does that variable have? If I say roll number, that variable will have all the roll numbers only. If I say name, that variable will have all the names. Okay, likewise, you need to give meaningful names and those names can extend to 255 characters. Okay, so these are certain rules for declaring a variable. First, it should start with an alphabet. Second, lowercase and uppercase are distinct. They are not same. Third, no blank space is allowed. And fourth, standard keyword should not be used as the variable names. And fifth is 255 characters. Okay. How are you going to write this syntax? I have var. I need to declare variable name in JavaScript is declared with var. Okay, this is very important. If I'm not writing this keyword, my variable is not considered. I'll give, I will be having undefined error. So var and the variable name. The variable name can vary as A, as ABC, right? I can have different names. Now, I have one variable name. Okay, I am ending my statement with semicolon. Second, I have two variables, first variable and second variable. I can separate it with the comma and terminate it with semicolon. Okay, here I have only variable A, just one variable has been declared. Then second line, I have three variables which are declared and separated by commas. Next, I am declaring and giving some values. If I say var z equal to 10, so in my memory, one space is created with the name z, and what is stored in this z is 40. Okay, the value is stored in 40 like this. So this equal to is said to be assignment operator. I am assigning this value to this variable. Then if I say y, I have the variable y, and in this variable I am storing 100. So, but with if I'm just declaring this, that means it is creating an empty space with the name variable name A. Okay, but I am not assigning any value. So here declaring variables with initialization. I'm giving the initial value, the initialization for those variables. Do it yourself. What are you supposed to do? Define 5 correct and 5 incorrect names and list some scripting languages. Okay. You can give some names with blank space. You can give some names with starting with numbers. They can come in incorrect variables, and you can do the opposite for correct variables. Now, what do you mean by data type? Now, as we have seen here, there is some data stored, right? In the variables, I have 40 stored in Z and 100 stored in Y. So there are certain data. Now, if I have 140, but if I have certain names, certain dates, okay, then that time what will happen? My data will change. I may have different types of data what I store in the variable. Computer is mainly used to store information and do complex calculations. When we store information, it is in the form of alphabet, numbers, or alphanumeric values, right? If we are storing them, it can be stored, it can store many different types of data. JavaScript provides data types to store and use different types of values. Why are they used? Why do we provide that? Because if I want to store, I can store. If I want to use them, I can use it with a different value. First data type is number type. Now what is there in number? All the numerical values especially belongs to the number data type. Number data type stores or holds both whole number, that is integer, or decimal point numbers, which stores fractional part of a number. If it is a fractional, I can get it as a decimal point, right? And which is also called as floating point number. All the numbers, whether they are positive, whether they are negative, all these numbers are stored in what are declared as number type. Where y is equal to 1 lakh, this is my number. Second, var equal to z equal to minus 67.99. So it is a negative decimal number, right, which I have declared. Next data type is string data type. String are used for storing text. Strings must be inside either the double quotes or single quotes. Okay, now why am I using string type is if I want to store some names, store some address, something which is using text or characters. Okay, now how are we going to represent this string is with the help of double quotes or with the help of single quotes. Okay, can you see this single quotes and double quotes? So whatever I mention between these double quotes or single quotes becomes a string. If I want to declare that it is a string, I need to give them in the quotes. Next is Boolean type. Boolean type, what it represents, true or false value. If I want to find out certain true or false values, I can go on for Boolean type. All relational, conditional, and logical operators produce Boolean value. True, false. Either one, yes or no. Yes or no. Okay, either or. So these kind of answers are stored in Boolean type. And next is infinity. Divisions by 0 gives you other special value, and that goes into infinity. If I divide 3 by 10, if I divide 3 by 10, 3 by 0, then I get infinity. Okay, those kind of data are stored in infinity data type. Next is null data type. If I don't want to show something, if I want to show that it is empty or it doesn't have anything, that time I can show it as null. If I want to find out whether the text box is filled, whether the name is filled or the name is empty, that time I can go for null values. Next is undefined. Okay, the answer is undefined. What does the JavaScript returns undefined when variable which is declared but not assigned? Then data Java interpreter shows that it is undefined. I am using this. What am I doing? Which is declared. I am declaring it but not assigned. Okay, I am declaring it but it is not assigned. So those types of variables are known as undefined variables. Okay, here. Where age I have and alert age. But what is the value in the age? We don't know the value in the age. But we have these two statements and we feel like they should run, but they will not run. They will give you an error. Okay, next is operator. There are different arithmetic and logical operations, and depending on those operations, we need to calculate. Now, what does this require is, if I want to do certain arithmetic calculations, what I require is, if I want to add two numbers, what I require those two numbers, right? Then only I can add them. I require two numbers, then only I can subtract them. So those numbers are known as operands and operators. If I am using just one operand, then it is unary operator, and if I am using two operands, it is binary operator. Just a minute. Okay. If I am using one, if it requires just one operator, it is unary operator, and the operator that requires two operands are called as binary operators. Most of the operators can be divided into groups. I can group them and I can check the different operators. First is arithmetic operator, second relational, and next is the logical operator. Now, if you say arithmetic operator, what are the arithmetic values? The arithmetic operators I have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and this is modulus. This is not a percentage sign. This is a modulus. That means it returns me the remainder after division. Okay, if I want to, A value is 40, B value is 4.5. If I divide 40 by 4.5, okay, then what remainder I will get? Quotient you'll get a different one, right? But remainder you'll get 4, and that 4 is the result here. What's the arithmetic operator? Type your JavaScript program in editor and execute it in browser similar to HTML program. Now they have given some program for you to calculate. Calculate multiplication of two numbers. Okay. Then your document.write is used to display or write content to a web page. I'll just explain you all this. Document type, doc type, HTML, then HTML head, title, multiplication, title close, head close, body start. Now this we have used this is script tag inside the body tag. Fine. Script language. Then next line variable a comma b comma c colon a value I am assigning it as 76 and B value I have 99.45 and C is my calculation multiplication. I am multiplying A and B. Okay, and I have certain values in A and B. So document.write, this is used for displaying the text or whatever you want to display. I have BR, that is break, H1, that is heading 1, and I have multiplication of two numbers. What will be the answer? The answer is 7558.2. Okay. So I have whatever is written in document.write multiplication. I have it here. Here I have heading 1 programs to calculate. I have heading 1 programs to calculate, and then I have BR, which is coming onto a new line, and then H1 again, and multiplication of two numbers is I have this plus P plus. What does this mean is I am getting the values from my memory. Where is this answer? The answer is there stored somewhere in the memory with the name P. Right? So I am calling that value from the name. By the name I am getting the value, that is plus P plus. Second operator is plus operator. First I had arithmetic operator. Now this is plus. Now what do you mean by plus? Plus operator here is adding and concatenating. What do you mean by concatenating? Is joining. If it is a string, it is joined, and if they are numbers, they are added up. For example, you have var a 15 plus hello. Right? This hello is a string and this 15 is a number. So I am just adding. If they are number, then I can add. But if they are number and string, I can join. Can you see here? 15 hello. I have joined the two values. Next, variable a 15 plus 7 plus hello. So I have 15 plus 7, these are two numbers, and then I have this hello as my text. Then I have the value 22 hello. Okay. Do it yourself. These things are given for you. Can you tell me what will be the values for this? 20 plus 420. Okay. Next is my assignment operator. Assigning, it is not equal to sign, but it is an assignment operator. I am assigning something, some value to the variable. This means that value of an expression or the right hand side is assigned to the single variable on the left hand side. Value of variable may change during the next programming instruction. Okay, but now they are not changing. Next they will be changing. What are the assignment operators? You all can see here. Variable c equal to 400. That means the value of 400 is assigned to p. Second, 457. This also can be assigned. Variable a equal to a plus 7. What is there in a? And I am adding it f7. Then var tr hello, var t is equal to t. Okay, I am assigning, going on assigning with the help of equal to sign. Next expression. There is a difference between algebraic mathematical equation and computer programming statement. Following statements are valid expressions in algebraic mathematics, but they are invalid in programming language. Okay. Chalo then. Take care. I'll revise this expression once again next Monday. Take care. Bye. आहे का?